it was that wisdom. Quite honestly, even today, and this is a number of decades later, I think, what would Tina do? Or how would she handle that? She was like that. Again, something earned and hard won by the experience of her life. It wasn't glib. It wasn't on the surface. It was really deeply inside her.
The biggest influence in my life was Jane Pittman. She was a black woman that stood against segregation in Mississippi. Actually, she made the walk to the fountain and had a drink. That had nothing to do with my singing career, but it showed determination to move forward when all of the odds are against you.
I think I was trying to say to Ike Turner, I'm your friend. I am your friend. I'm not going to leave you. I'll stand by you, until I found that it was being used against me. I stayed a really long time, and it was time to leave. And so I think I did it well. I hope I did. I tried.
Did you ever feel in fear of your life?
Oh, there were many times where I got really knocked out. And we weren't canceling shows because we needed the money. Sometimes I have stood on stage and had pain that you cannot imagine. Black eye, swollen nose, but you go through it. You have to plow through it. You have to suffer with it. You have to sweat with it. Where did that come from? That come from having to do.
I needed security for myself and my family. You have to set a foundation and secure yourself before you can freely go on mentally to the next place.
It's common knowledge that Ike took everything, but he didn't. I learned how to survive with Ike. I learned how to perform. I learned how to cover songs and work without a record. This was what I learned. That's what I left him with, knowing that I could always work. And that's bottom line for me now. If I don't have a record, I can always get work because I'm a performer.
Let go, forget the blame. Take it on as something happened, you finish with it, and focus a little bit more on doing something rather than feeling sorry for yourself. People dwell and feel sorry for themselves or what's been done to them or what's been done. If you can let go of that, then the air clears a little bit and you're a little bit more focused on getting other things done that's more positive.
I don't have a vengeance. It would be wonderful if Ike could get a hit record and really realize his dream on his own. I forgave Ike when I left him. You see, when I finished, he was in good hands as far as I was concerned. He had money, he had his recording studio, he had his world. Mm-hmm. And then I went out to take care of myself. Forgiving means not to hold on. You let it go, because it only hurts you. Not forgiving, you suffer, because you think about it over and over again. And I think it's very hard to compare lives because our lives are always not the same. It depends on the person and what we want. And it's just a determination that one must have in terms of what they want, and endurance. And not giving up is basically what I can say that I did. And that if one wants to succeed against all odds, you simply must decide what you want and put no limitations on it and just go forward. It might be more difficult for some than others, but what's worth more than going for what you want? Everyone has a dream, I think, but I have to say that your dream cannot work without education. It's essential that it goes hand in hand, because these days you must communicate with people, and if you want to run your business, you would need to have education, or you'll have to depend on someone else, and that is not always comfortable. I met David years ago, maybe one of a few times that I played Switzerland, and we went out to dinner together, and he started talking about so many things, and I said, how do you know about so many things? He said, I never stopped studying. I took that from him, because you don't really have to go to school or have someone to tell you. You just pick up the book or whatever, and you take and you study and you learn. First, there was nowhere else to go. I was a bit insecure about thinking of where I can go and how to do it. Mm-hmm. I think you must grow
when you finish growing, so to speak, sometimes it's like when you make these kind of moves. And that's how I got it. You see, it was almost just not giving up, not sitting down on a moment. Whenever I had a turn of the stomach or I moved with the thought, and it's almost like playing chess or something. It was time to make the right chess move.
Where you packed the houses and people were screaming, Tina, Tina. What was that like?
Oh, it started way before that. I think what actually felt good was when I was playing the conventions and I had a hit record. And it didn't matter. I was having fun with the people in the hotels. That felt great because what was good was I organized the girls in their costumes and to have professional costumes finally, you know. All of that professionalism I wanted. The success started before the final success. The success of making decisions for myself and really not really caring about the big stadiums yet because I had to really get everything right first, meaning my home, my family, hiring and firing. And this set of musicians...
Because you're taking care of children, your mom.
Yes, absolutely. All of that had to be taken care of and considered, and even to choose musicians to work for me, all of that. I don't care about how old I am. I like to live what I feel and how I am. I've been called black and a nigger a few times, but it never really touched me because, to me, that's a level below me. It doesn't touch me because that's another intellect, this leveling with ignorance to a point. It's another kind of anger, you see. And I just never was bothered with it.
I've always been basically, in my head, rock and roll, not a set person that put limits on my life. There were no limits. There are no limits. I don't care how old I am, as long as I feel good and I keep myself fresh enough with the times. I'll go on until, my goodness, who knows?